Have you ever heard of an empire built on gold and salt? An empire so rich its king was said to own a nugget of gold so large he could tether his horse to it. This isn't a fantasy tale. This is the story of the Ghana Empire, one of West Africa's most powerful and influential medieval kingdoms. Join us today as we journey back in time to uncover the rise, the glory, and the eventual fall of this legendary empire. Our story begins deep in West Africa, sometime between the 4th and 7th centuries. The Sonning people, a man-speaking group, began to band together. They lived in a region known as the Sahel, a vast savanna stretching just south of the Sahara Desert. This location was key. To their north was the endless desert, and to their south were lush forests rich with a resource that would define their destiny: gold. The Sonning people, led by a powerful king, established their capital at Kumbi Sele. This early settlement would grow into the heart of a bustling empire. The name Ghana itself was actually the title of their king, meaning warrior king. The empire he ruled was more accurately known as Volgadu. Over time, the king's title became synonymous with the empire itself. So, how did this kingdom transform into a mighty empire? The answer lies in trade, specifically the trans-Saharan trade. Imagine vast camel caravans, sometimes thousands strong, trekking across the world's largest hot desert. They carried precious goods, creating a vital link between North Africa and West Africa. The Ghana Empire sat right in the middle of these crucial trade routes. From the north, Arab and Berber merchants brought slabs of salt, a commodity so valuable in the sub-Saharan region it was sometimes traded for its weight in gold. They also brought textiles, horses, and manufactured goods. From the south, traders brought gold, ivory, and enslaved people. The kings of Ghana were brilliant strategists. They didn't just participate in this trade, they controlled it. They acted as the ultimate middlemen. The gold that flowed from the south was not mined within Ghana's core territory, but in lands controlled by peoples they had subjugated. The kings of Ghana imposed a strict tax system. Every pound of gold and salt that entered or left the empire was taxed. This ingenious system generated immense wealth, funding a powerful army and a sophisticated government. The king held a monopoly on all gold nuggets, while gold dust was allowed to circulate as currency. This ensured the king's personal wealth and maintained the value of gold. An Arab geographer, Aya Bakri, wrote in the 11th century that the king's court was a sight to behold, adorned with gold, with pages carrying gold-hilted swords and guard dogs wearing collars of gold and silver. This reputation for incredible wealth spread far and wide, reaching Europe and the Middle East, cementing Ghana's legendary status. The golden age of the Ghana Empire spanned from the 9th to the 11th centuries. During this period, its influence was at its peak. The king of Ghana was an absolute monarch with immense power, but he did not rule alone. He was assisted by a council of elders and appointed governors to manage the empire's various provinces. The justice system was renowned. Disputes were often settled by the king himself in grand public audiences, a practice that reinforced his authority and the stability of the empire. Society was structured hierarchically, with the king and his royal court at the top, followed by nobles, merchants, farmers, and at the bottom, enslaved people, many of whom were captives of war. The capital, Kumbi Sele, was a marvel of its time. It was actually two separate cities. One was the royal city, the exclusive domain of the king, his court, and his traditional spiritual advisors. It was a city filled with sacred groves and was the center of the traditional Sonning religion. About 6 miles away was the other city, a bustling trade center inhabited by foreign merchants, mostly Muslims from North Africa. This city was filled with stone houses, mosques, and vibrant markets. This dual city layout shows the incredible tolerance and cosmopolitan nature of the empire. While the kings and the majority of the population adhered to their traditional animist beliefs, they allowed and even encouraged the Muslim merchant community to thrive, recognizing their importance to the economy. This cultural exchange enriched the empire, bringing new ideas, technologies, and the Arabic script, which was used for record-keeping and administration. So, what happened to this magnificent empire? Like all great powers, the Ghana Empire eventually faced its decline. The story of its fall is complex, with several contributing factors. One major event was the invasion by the Almoravids, a puritanical Islamic dynasty from North Africa. In the late 11th century, around 1076, the Almoravids captured the capital, Kumbi Sele. While their control was relatively short-lived, The invasion disrupted the critical trade routes and weakened the central authority of the Ghana kings. The empire never fully recovered its former power and unity. Internal strife also played a significant role. After the Almoravid disruption, vassal states that had been paying tribute to Ghana saw an opportunity to break away and assert their independence. The constant struggle to maintain control over these rebellious territories drained the empire's resources and military strength. The delicate balance of power that had sustained the empire for centuries began to crumble from within. Furthermore, the environment itself may have turned against them. Some historians suggest that centuries of grazing by vast herds of cattle and the demands of a large population led to desertification and drought. The land became less fertile, making it harder to support the population and the armies. The economic foundation of the empire, once so solid, began to erode. The final blow came not from the north, but from the south. One of the former vassal states, the Soso kingdom led by the formidable Sumanguru Kente, rose to prominence and conquered what was left of Ghana in the early 13th century. However, the Soso's dominance was brief. Another power was emerging even further south, the Mali Empire, led by the legendary Sundiata Keita. In the famous Battle of Kurina around 1135, Sundiata defeated Sumanguru and absorbed the territories of the old Ghana Empire into his new, even larger empire. The era of Ghana was over, and the era of Mali had begun. But the story of the Ghana Empire doesn't end with its fall. Its legacy is profound and enduring. It was the first of the great medieval West African empires, setting a precedent for state building, economic organization, and cultural influence that would be followed by the empires of Mali and Songhai. It demonstrated that a powerful, centralized state could thrive in West Africa, built on sophisticated administration and control of regional resources. The legends of Ghana's wealth in gold captivated the imagination of both the Arab world and medieval Europe, helping to put West Africa on the global map and eventually luring European explorers to its coast centuries later. The name itself, Ghana, was chosen by the modern nation of Ghana upon its independence in 1957, a powerful tribute to this ancient kingdom and a symbol of a proud African heritage. The Ghana Empire is a testament to the ingenuity, power, and cultural richness of PI colonial Africa, a story of gold, power, and a legacy that continues to inspire. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through the history of the Ghana Empire. If you found this story as fascinating as we do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the incredible history of our world. Let us know in the comments which empire you'd like to see us cover next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.